Hello everyone. Today, we the students of Nehru World School are here to discuss about the cancellation of board exams. So, the first question that arises in our mind is, why do we even need board examinations? So, my friend is Shreya is here to answer your question.
Um, let's imagine there's a classroom of 40 students and one teacher. Now, the promotion of a student would entirely be based on teacher's opinion if examination was not chosen as an important criteria to promote student to next classes. Now, some teachers they might have biased views. Here, examination jumps in. It provides fair opportunity to every student. Now, it helps us to remove all kind of flaws, and since examination papers are checked and cross-checked, this removes any possibility of biased opinions. Black color is sentimentally bad, but every blackboard makes the student life bright. It was well said by APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, board examination, it is a career deciding point in every student's life. The scores achieved in these examinations are considered very important to get into universities, training programs, and many courses. Now, so in my opinion, conduction of such exam would have been very important.
I agree with Shreya's point that board examinations hold extreme importance for future's perspective of a student. But if we see many institutions like IIT, NITs, and MBBS colleges like AIMS take extra papers for their admission, like competitive examinations of NEET, JEE Mains, and JEE Advanced. For those who do not wish to give the competitive examinations, they will be getting an alternative result which they can improve by further giving future examinations.
I totally agree with you, Lakshay. You said that students have to give NEET or JEE advanced exams. But how many students opt for NEET and JEE advanced exams? And from 1 lakh student, about 10,000 students are selected. Okay, so how can we take this as that universities are conducting exams, so board examinations are not important? Because they are important to those students who need them, because they are not able to participate and get selected in exams like these.
Shreya, I respect your opinion, but I don't agree to the point that examinations are career deciding points because Bill Gates once said, I failed in some subjects, but my friends passed in all. Now he is an engineer in Microsoft and I'm the owner of it. So I don't think it is important. The board examinations are just to test the knowledge of a student.
Yes,
No,
because
Archie, they are not just to test the knowledge of a student, but the main purpose of board examination is that it provides confidence to a student, and confidence plays a very vital role in the competitive exams like NEET and JEE mains.
Yeah.
Of
yeah,
students of class 10th, they must be giving the board examinations in class 12. And for the confidence level of class 12, they have given examinations in class 10.
Also, I would like to add to Archie's point that conductance of board examination is just for testing the preparation. The main aspect of for developing confidence, for developing knowledge and stress handling conditions is being taught in the classes itself. So the student
Uh,
must have already been prepared to attempt the examination and handle the stress.
very well said by both of you, and I totally agree. But board examination is not just for testing a knowledge, but they can also serve as an experience where where we will be able to learn to deal with pressure and tough situations and find solutions to them. We learn how to manage our time, multitask them, and give our best under pressure situations. And this all will make us tough.
I agree to you, Shreya, but can you tell me how would you conduct the examinations?
The examinations would have been conducted offline if the proper precautions would have been considered.
Yeah, and if offline exams were not possible, online is one of the way. We all are living in 21st century where technology plays an important role. And we have seen that internet connectivity have been improving over time.
Also, Shreya, I would like to ask one thing from you. If I'm not wrong, you also had one of these exams on a platform similar to this, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, where I was giving one of those exams in that particular app, where the timer was automatically set. We have been giving exam in airplane mode, so there is no mobile data we can use there. So there is no scope of cheating. And also, if we go onto another window or we open another screen or app while giving a paper, then the paper would have been declined. So I think we could not cheat in those exams, and I think board exams would have been conducted in the similar way.
So Shreya, if I'm not wrong, we could say that now that these exams were as safe as the exams which are conducted offline, and you were also not able to use any improper means, or you cheated.
Yeah, I could not use, and I wouldn't cheat in my exams because I was honestly prepared, and I think there's no use of cheating because giving exam is testing your knowledge, not scoring
Yeah.
marks.
There is no guarantee that the online or neither offline conductance of examination would be unbiased. So, as far as it goes for online examination, 66% of students that study in grade 12th or 10th don't have access to feasible network facilities. They cannot conduct exams efficiently. What can we do about that?
Okay, leave about rural areas. We come to urban areas. Even you, how much data do you have per day?
Well, I have a Wi-Fi connection, a good Wi-Fi connection, so I don't need any.
But all of us don't have that. That's the major problem. If living in the urban area, you don't have enough data connections. How can you expect the rural areas to have it?
Yes.
So Archie, as we know, today we are living in 21st century and the technology has vastly improved. So the internet connections, also many internet facilities and there are many new internet policies which have a better connection, some better deals. So all these have improved with time. So we can't deny this.
Yeah. So I completely agree with you, Pranav. But if we look on over the condition, a rickshaw puller who used to earn 50 rupees per day, and now which he cannot earn due to the lockdown, how will he afford a 300 rupees package of Wi-Fi? Also,
So
for
I
many
would
villages,
like
there
to
are
answer this question of yours with a question. So I would like to ask, how will these students appear for the international examinations?
that's why for currently they are not being conducted for international examinations. They will have loans from the government. There are education policies by the ministry to ensure that they can conduct examinations.
Lakshay, you gave the
But
answer in your to our question that examinations that are conducted, and rickshaw pullers, government policies are there to support them.
Do you know, Shreya, there is a slum at Delhi Noida crossing where children are riding a boat to go to their school. They're walking miles, and now they are not having even that. Also, they are missing their schools.
Adding to Archie's point, we see that they don't even have the basic necessities. Let's forget about the smartphones and Wi-Fi accessibility that they should have for education.
okay, so Lakshay, I would say that if we can see from 100% of students who are going to appear for board examinations, just as Archie mentioned that there are some students, which some you mentioned, Archie, could you please pardon me?
Delhi Noida crossing.
Delhi Noida crossing. So, if we see the example of these students, so out of the 100% students who were going to appear in board examinations, only 20% of these students are there. So, as we live in a democratic country like India, why are we not considering the majority and we are considering the minority? Why did the government consider their situation and cancel the whole examinations for those 100, for those 80% of students also who were willing to give the examinations whether offline or online?
Pranav, it's not
Um,
about reconsidering the majority or minority. It's about the justice. The right of education is valid for all of the children. You can't leave them
Providing
20%
equality.
and you only allow the 80% to give the examinations. What about the 20%? They must
Archie,
get the
very valid
justice.
question, but I would like you to, explain me this that there's a thing that most students they apply for studying abroad, but Do we know that most universities in United Kingdom, Singapore and Hong Kong, they accept students based on their board marks? Universities like in Hong Kong, they especially require excellent grades for in class 11th and 12th. Pranav, do you remember that we talked about this in one of our discussions?
Of course, universities such as NUS and Nanyang also admit students based on board marks of 90% and above, especially if you are applying for STEM majors.
Shreya,
Yeah,
the
for
point is
that I
still the
have a fact.
same.
For
You are
that
still
I have a
considering
fact.
that 80%. You are still considering the 80%. What about the 20%? They're not going anywhere abroad.
And also, I have a fact related to this point where the Hong
Well,
Kong University of
wait.
Science and Technology, the manager of undergraduate recruitment and admission, Mr. Zorang Wong, says that they will be considering the 12th results generated by the respective examinations by boards for the confirmation of the admission offer, not for their admission. It's just for the confirmation. So the relative exam results would also work fine over here.
Okay, so you were talking about the results. Now let me talk about the universities. Do you know the admission cycles are also being affected of this 2021-22 batch? How are the universities going to accommodate with these conditions?
Yeah, for that, I also have a fact. The University of South Florida uh, states that their decision to admit Indian student is independent of their alternative assessment results. They only have to tweak their admission processes a little bit, and in fact, that this tweaking would result a faster admission process because prior to this, the students had to confirm their board examination results from their boards.
Pranav, it's not. It is understood that the pandemic is going on, and the admissions will not be based on the board examinations. It's not only that India is facing the problem; the whole world is going through this pandemic.
Let's leave everything behind. Let's talk about the future of our country. The future of our country depends on its students. Now, these students have been promoted. Now, some will go to abroad, but many large portion of students will be living in India and would be working for the welfare of this country. Um, Many students whose bases were not being made or were not strong in class 11th and 12th but were promoted to universities. Now these students have been graduated, and these students are going to form the basis and the future of this country. So how can we ensure that the future of our very country, India, is in good hands?
Sure, it's not only the board examinations are only not only the one examinations on the basis of which they will be posted. We cannot give the someone's a doctor's degree just because he scored 98% in board examinations. There are many tests which are there which
Archie,
they have
what
to.
Shreya was trying to say is that many students are there whose basics were weak for 11th and 12th class, and due to the online conduction of exam at the time when the preparation was going for the board examination, there were possibilities that they could have cheated or the basics were not prepared very well. So now, as we have cancelled the board examinations and the students are being promoted to universities, so how could we say that our that the future of our country, India, is in safe hands? What don't you think that there will be effects in the industries? What about the labor? Could you please answer this?
If
Also,
I
I
can
may,
I'll
yeah.
add to Pranav's point first and defending. Archie, you said that for doctor's degree we have NEET exam, of course. But you're talking only about science student. What about commerce and humanities student who do not have to give exams like NEET or JEE Advance?
in every stream there is not only the board examinations which are considered to rank a person.
But in
Also,
commerce and
adding to
humanities
Archie's
side,
point,
if we'll see, these examinations are very, very important to decide their career.
Why will not they be giving examinations in the universities for their admissions and all? They have to give
No,
examinations
because
not only for admissions but also for the semesters which they will be appearing. The future is not only just now it is going to build. It is very very long. It has sorry. There is a very long path which is left to cover.
yeah, but
also
what
adding to
about those?
Archie's point, we are helpless in the current pandemic situation. There will be some compromises. We will minimize those. We can try what we can do the best, but there will be some compromises. Also, as far as for the weak foundation for the students who did not properly study in grade 11th and 12th, there are many courses in colleges and institutions. As far as it goes for industries, there are trainings. There are trainings prior to the recruitment in job where the person is told each and every minute detail about the topic. So maybe they can cope up then, or if they are well enough to cope, so they will qualify.
Okay, Lakshay, I totally agree to your point. So let us all come to a conclusion now that due to these helpless situations, the board exams were not be conducted. Am I right, Lakshay?
You are very true.
Okay, Lakshay, I totally agree to it. So now we can say that due to this current scenario, the board exams were not conducted because this was the only best and effective option that was to be undertaken, that was to be followed, because if we can see the situations might have worsened. And also, as we all know that the board exams play a very vital role and will always be playing a vital and important role in the future of students, but this time if we see the situation, the it was not the same as it used to be always. So we may say that the board exams have been cancelled for a good reason. It is possible that there are difficulties for the students in future, but it is not that but the students can tackle it. We may tackle it because the struggle that we are in today is developing us for our tomorrow.
I very much agree to
Very
Pranav's
well
point.
said.
Yes, very well said.
And we all hope that this decision might not occur or these situations might not occur in our very future. So
Indeed
do
true.
you all agree with my point? I just
Yeah,
Yes, we
Yes, we
all
indeed
do.
agree
true.
to your point.
Indeed.
It was very true. So I would like to conclude by saying that it is the situation is not in our hand, and it is where whatever is happening, it is happening for the good, and let's keep that aside. The examinations and all. Stay
Yes.
safe and stay healthy. That is the basic need that we all need at this scenario. It was
Yeah,
a
because if we are
nice talk
healthy,
to
then
you.
only we will be able to give our examinations.
Yeah.
It was nice to talk to you all.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
also
you,
very
Same,
glad
everyone.
that we
same
had
here.
this discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.